Okay, thank you so much for your participations. So good morning, everyone, once again. Um, Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to National Training Week 2025, and thank you for being with us. I am Paz from Garanza Academy, and I'll be your admin and host for today's sessions. So today's session is Empowering Business Intelligence with Power BI Data Analytics, delivered by Garanza Academy, a trusted provider of high-impact training programs designed to meet today's professional development needs. So I am pleased to introduce our esteemed trainer, Renuga Deviar, a session expert in AI and data science with over 14 years of experience in banking, finance, and technology sectors. She brings deep industry insights through training as an HRD Corp and CLP certified trainer. Renuga is known for delivering practical hands-on AI programs focused on a real-world application such as fraud detection, risk management, and predictive analytics. So please feel free to engage throughout the session. You can ask questions, share your thoughts, and make the most about today's learning. So let's officially begin. I'll hand it over to you, Ma'am Renuga. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Bess. Thank you for the intro as well. Let me start sharing my screen. Yeah, hope everyone can able to see my screen. Can I get a quick confirmation?
Yes, Mom, it's visible now.
All right. All right. So very good morning, everyone. Yeah, huge welcome to all of you. I'm so glad that you could make it to our NTW Masterclass Empowering Business Intelligence with Power BI Data Analytics. My name is Jainika, and I'm really super excited to spend this next 1 hour with you. So we are going to look at a tool that's a real game changer for business of all sizes. So my main goal today is simple: to show you that business intelligence is not some complicated tech term. It's about turning the data you already have, like the numbers in your spreadsheets, into your secret weapon for making smarter, or if you want to take some strategic business decision or in a faster decision. And this is the best tool. And this is for everyone, whether you are in finance, sales, HR, marketing, or even if you are running your own business here in Malaysia. I'm confident you will walk away with ideas you can use right away. So here is a roadmap of what we will cover in our today's 1 hour session. Think of it as a 5 course meal. So we'll start with appetizer in part one, understanding uh, the why behind business intelligence and getting a high level introduction to Power BI. In part two, we will move to the preparation, discussing how Power BI connects to and cleans your data. So this is a crucial step. Like even if you want to build any kind of a report or dashboard, data cleaning part is one of the vital steps. And part three is the main course where we will talk about creating the beautiful and insightful reports and dashboards. So that Power BI is famous for. And in part four, we'll be exploring some of the Power BI most powerful features. For instance, in Excel, you might be worked with some formula. The same way in Power BI, we'll be dealing with DAX. DAX stands for Data Analytics Expression. We have to write some kind of in measures or calculated column. It's like a own calculation language called DAX. It's incredible built-in AI capabilities in Power BI. And finally, and then we will have a coffee or recap the key takeaways, and I will open the floor for any questions you might have. Right, so that's our roadmap. All right. Right. So let's start with the most fundamental question. So what exactly is this business intelligence or BI? We heard so much about it, business intelligence. I just wanted to hear from you. Like, could you please tell me what is this part? I don't require any formal definition. I just wanted to heard it from you all, like in very simple term, what is BI? What is the usage of it? So whether it is right or wrong doesn't matter. I request everyone to interact. Yes, any volunteers? Maybe you can. Okay. A data collection. Okay. Okay, not exactly. So that's a formal, I mean, I will come to the formal definition. BI is a technology driven process. Uh, it's like a process of asking question of your data and getting answers that you can act on. So it is the difference between guessing and knowing. So without Power BI, with our gut feeling, we try to give some sort of solution, right? So with Power BI, we could able to represent our data. So we have a number of values or something or numbers in our spreadsheet. We are just trying to represent the data in a form of a graph, charts, cards, or visuals, any kind of a graphical representation using business intelligence tool. So look at this flow here. So start from a raw data, information, insights, and action. Every business in Malaysia has some raw data. Think of it a list of every sales from your POS system, every visitor to your website, every transaction in your accounting software. So by itself, it's just a long list of facts, right? So what BI tool does, like it takes the raw data and it turns into information by organizing it. For example, grouping sales by state or by product. So this give it context. So from that information, we derive some insights, right? An insight is an aha moment, right? It's when you see the sales of a certain product skyrocketed in some state like in Penang after you ran a specific marketing campaign, right? So that kind of we are trying to get some insights or some kind of special moments by looking at some product or region or demographics or whatever it could be. And the most important step is action. So the insight is useless until you act on it, right? So the action might be, let's replicate that Penang marketing campaign in other states, right? So we are trying to take some action based on the insights that derives from using a BI tool, right? And the last step is like just feeding a raw data, trying to organize our data into a proper format, meaning like we are trying to do some kind of preparation, data preparation, like a data cleaning stuff, like we are converting one form of data into another form, like a suitable data format. And then from that information, we are trying to get some insights. And then this insight is useless until you act on it. So you have to act based on the given insights, right? And next, what is Power BI? So where does Power BI fit into this? So Power BI is a Microsoft flagship tool for business intelligence. It is described as a unified platform, or we can say it's a scalable platform, meaning it handles the entire BI process we just discussed, from connecting to data to sharing insights, all within one ecosystem. So scalable means it works just as well for a single person analyzing an Excel sheet as it does for a massive corporation like Petronas analyzing petabytes of data, right? So there are certain kind of versions would be there, like editions. We call it as an editions, like Power BI desktop editions. We have Pro version and a premium version. So based on the versions of based on the editions, the sizes would vary. If you're going with the Pro or Premium, the bytes like it can go up to for free users it is 1 million. For pro users, it is 10 million. So even we can scale up and scale down based on our requirement, right? A key concept is a self-service. Traditionally, if you needed a new report, you had to file a ticket with the IT department and we have to wait, right? So Power BI is designed for business users. The people in marketing, the people in finance, the people in operations, they have to create their own reports without writing a complex code, right? So this leads to the idea of this leads to the idea of creating some democratizing data, meaning it takes data out of the hand of a few specialists and giving everyone in the organization the ability to explore it. Even we can easily collaborate, right? See, for instance, we are creating some reports or dashboard using Power BI desktop. Then if you want to collaborate within your organization or outside your organization, or if you even if you want to collaborate with your stakeholders, we have a cloud service. So using that cloud service, we can easily collaborate, right? So the ability to explore and find some answers to their own questions. So it is a fundamental shift in business culture, right? So Power BI is a Microsoft platform, business intelligence tool, which helps us to create some meaningful reports or dashboard, right? Let us try to understand the Power BI ecosystem. It is important to understand the Power BI is not just one program, right? It is a suite of three main tools that works together. Let's start from the Power BI desktop. First, you have a Power BI desktop, right? It is a free application. You have to download this application from the official Play Store. Then you have to deploy it on your local machine. So you have to install on your computer. This is where the creator does all the development works. You connect your raw ingredients, that is your data, and you prep them. Prep them is like you're cleaning the data. Sometimes in the raw data, you may have a missing values. You might have some duplicates. Sometimes the data format might differ. Instead of date column, you may have a different set of what to say, like the different types of data. The data types would differ from one column to other column, right? So we need to prep and we need to clean the data in a proper format, right? Like removing the duplicates, and then if you want to add some table, or if you want to merge some table, if you want to change the type, or if you want to split the column, everything can be done using query editor. So we have two different windows. One window is for creating the report, the other window is for preparing your data, right? So you connect to the raw data and prepare them, and we are trying to artistically I mean, we are just trying to design the report with charts and graphs, right? Once the report is ready, so all your things like connecting, preparing, and designing the report is done in Power BI desktop. That is your first part. Once the report is ready, you have to publish it to the Power BI service, right? So it is a secure website where you can share your reports with your colleagues and managers, right? They can consume your report, they can interact with them, they can gain some meaningful insights from it. So it's built for collaboration. So Power BI service, it's a cloud-based platform. It is built for collaboration, right? And finally, we have a Power BI mobile. So this is a takeaway. Like it's like an app for your phone or tablet. Okay. It allows you and your users to access those same interactive reports anytime, anywhere. Okay. Imagine being in a client meeting or being able to pull up the latest sales figure for their account right on your phone. So that's the power of mobile BI. So we have three different ecosystem: Power BI desktop, service, and Power BI mobile, right? In the first part, you'll be feeding the data, doing some kind of a preparation, and then generating reports or dashboard. And second, like we are trying to share our reports with our colleagues and managers, right? And thirdly, if you want to if you want to allow the users to access using mobile, then this Power BI mobile service is one of the thing, right? And what are the key benefits of using this Power BI? So why has Power BI become a global leader and so popular here in Malaysia? Right? Let's talk about the key benefits of using this. The first one is affordable. The main creation tool like Power BI desktop is free. The first thing. The license needed to share and collaborate, that is very low cost, like probably $9 per user. Uh, per every 10 GB or thing, we have to give $9. So it depends upon the region and depends upon the platform. The prices would slightly differ, right? So one is affordable. We can create reports and dashboard. Only thing, like if you want to share or collaborate with others, then you have to go with a pro version or premium version, right? And the second is user friendly. So its interface is intentionally designed to feel like Excel and PowerPoint. So this shortens the learning curve dramatically for most business users. This is more or less designed for Excel users. Whoever is using Excel, even they could able to generate reports in Excel. But the thing is, beyond 1 million rows of record, it's hectic for us to generate some reports. But in real time, Now most of the business are migrating to a modern environment like cloud environment. They have petabytes of data. They have a voluminous samples, voluminous data, right? So with Excel, we could not able to generate meaningful report. But in Power BI, with simple drag and drop option, we could able to generate a report. Even non-technical users could able to generate, right? That is one of the main advantages of using the Power BI tool. And the second is powerful. Don't let the user-friendly interface fool you. It's like a data engine. We have a Vectipack. So that is incredibly fast and can compress and analyze hundreds of millions of rows of data on a standard laptop, right? And the fourth one is integrated. It's like a Microsoft product, so it connects seamlessly with tools you already use daily like Excel, Teams, SharePoint, and Azure, right? So easily it can integrate. Even if you want to connect with any external sources, for instance, you might be storing your data in Amazon S3 or in Microsoft Azure or in GCP, Google Cloud Platform, or even you might be completely relying on your own systems to store your data, right? In that case, you could able to easily integrate. Even for a few users, they are for the free users, they are giving 70 plus data source available, right? If you go with the premium or pro, even you can easily connect with 100 plus data sources. So that is the main advantages of using Power BI. And the last one is community. There is a massive active global community online. So where they have a vibrant local users group right here in Malaysia. If you have a questions, an answer is usually just a Google search away. That's it, right? So there are numerous key benefits of using Power BI. Let's see how we can connect to data. Let's try to understand some practical workflow. Maybe if time permits, I can quickly walk through and show you like how to connect and how to create like one charts or two charts. Maybe at the end, I can show you that, right? And the next part is connecting to data. Uh, let's move into a practical workflow now, starting with getting data, right? So report is only as uh, good as it is data. Like for instance, so the Power BI biggest strength is its ability to connect to almost anything. So you can start with simple files like Excel, CSV, or even data from a PDF. So this is the most common starting point. Maybe if you have an Excel spreadsheet, if you want to connect with Power BI, you can you can get your data through your local directory and you can start transforming it and you can start building the reports. That is the starting point. Even it has the ability to connect to professional databases like SQL Server, which might house your company's core operational data, right? Even you can connect to a professional DB, and crucially, it connects to cloud services. If your company uses Salesforce for CRM or Azure for data warehousing, uh, Power BI can pull the data directly, right? It even connects to online services like Google Analytics to analyze your website traffic or your company's Facebook page to analyze your social media engagement. So this process is designed to be simple. Inside Power BI desktop, there is a large get data button. Okay, so once you open a Power BI desktop, on the top left corner, you can see the option called get data. If you expand the get data dropdown, you could be able to see the list of sources, like whether you want to export through CSV or through Excel or through any kind of a databases like SQL spreadsheet, right? And even if you want to connect to any of the cloud services like GCP, Azure, or even Amazon, or even if you want to connect with Snowflake, there is a numerous options are there. Even for a free users, they are enabling 70 plus data sources available, right? That is a large get data button. Clicking it open a window with a searchable list of all these connectors. So you would simply find your source. For example, if you click Excel, it provides the location of the file and we have to pick the file from there and Power BI handles the connection. It then shows you a preview of your data and then select which tables you want to load, right? So that is one thing. So we can connect directly with many sources, one with a simple file, one with the professional databases, one with cloud services. And even if you want to connect to any online services like Google Analytics, then that is an option, right? Right. So the next introduction to Power Query. Let's talk about this. Let us try to understand what is Power Query here. In the previous slide, we talked about how to connect our data through Power BI, right? So once you have connected to your data, Power BI launches an amazing tool called Power Query. So I like to call Power Query the unsung hero of Power BI. So this is where the magic of data preparation happens. It's like your ETL engine. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load, right? Extract, transform, and load. You extract the data from its source and you transform it, which means cleaning and shaping it, and then load it into Power BI for analysis. Imagine you receive a monthly sales report in Excel, but every month you have to perform the same 20 steps to clean it up before you can use it. And you have to delete the first 5 rows, remove a few columns, filter out certain regions, etc., etc. It's tedious. And of course, human prone to an errors as well at times, right? So what is the key principle of Power Query here? It records each and every action. It records your actions. As you perform each cleaning step using its user-friendly interface, the Power Query writes down the instruction in the background. The next month, when you get the new file, you don't do anything manually. You just hit the refresh button. The Power BI instantly rerun all those recorded steps on a new data. So this feature alone can save your hours or even days of work each month what you do. And it ensures the consistency, right? So if we do it manually, we have to do certain things. Yes, of course we can do, but it consumes more time, right? So to reduce the time, we can go with Power BI. There are a lot of numerous easier steps are available to ensure the consistency of using these features. So query editor is for prep your data. And the next is cleaning and shaping data. How we can clean and shape our data. So what are these transformations we can do in Power Query? Here are some very common examples I have listed out. One is removing unwanted rows or columns. Your data export might have totals. Your data export might have subtotals that you don't need for analysis. You can easily remove them, right? If you want to remove any unwanted rows or columns, you can do. Or if you want to change the data type, sometimes a column of numbers is imported as text, meaning it's like a kind of a string format. So you can change it to a whole number or you can change it to a decimals with one click. So which is essential for doing any calculations. And then splitting columns. You might have a customer name, a column name like Ahmed bin or something. You can split it into first name and last name columns. You can split it. And for instance, if you want to replace some values, you can find all instances. And you can sometimes for, for Kuala Lumpur, maybe they might have given a shorthand note for acronym like KL or something. If you want to replace with a full name for consistency, yes, of course, you can rename. You can replace the values, right? And then unpivoting data. This sounds complex, but it is vital. Imagine a spreadsheet with the product in the rows and then the column for January sales, Feb sales, March sales. So this is hard to analyze, right? For instance, if we have 3 different columns, Jan, Feb, and March in a single product in a row, then we have to unpivot this into a proper data, like table with just 3 columns, product, month, and sales, right? We have to pivot and unpivot. We can do this unpivoting transform into a proper data table with just 3 columns. As I discussed earlier, like you can take this as an instance like product, month, and sales. So this structure is what allows Power BI to work its magic. So the goal of all this is to create a perfect data set, perfect, clean, and reliable data set, right? This is like your single source of truth. So once you have done all kind of preparation, we can push all your data or we can apply all these transform data into a Power BI desktop. From where you can start creating the reports. Let's talk about that part in the next slide, like how to build a visuals. Okay. So any questions from anyone so far before I move on to the next topic? Any questions? If all good, maybe you can give a quick thumbs up.
Will the slides be shared for the audience?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. I can see a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Okay, then we'll move on to the next slide. Next is building visualizations. Now for the part everyone loves, once our data is clean, we move from a Power Query editor back to the main Power BI canvas to start building our reports, right? So there are two things. As I discussed earlier, if your data is completely clean and consistent, then what you can do, you can directly load your data into Power BI desktop to start generating the reports. At times, your data may not be clean. We have to convert that into a standard format. In that case, we have a separate window called Power Query Editor, which we discussed earlier, right? There are two separate windows. One is Power BI desktop for creating visuals. The other one is for cleaning your data, right? If your data is clean and consistent while loading, it's good to go with the Power BI desktop right away to build your reports. If not, you have to click transform data. It will take you to the Power Query editor window. Then you can do some kind of a massaging operation before you build the visuals, right? Now, this is like the main canvas report. Okay, once your data is clean, we are just moving from Power Query editor back to the main canvas. So this is where we practice data storytelling. A page full of numbers is hard to interpret, right? A well-designed chart or well-designed graphs can reveal a trends in seconds, right? If you have, for instance, if you have a million rows of record with full of a number, it is very hard for us to interpret, right? Once you have designed this in terms of graphs, charts, cards, or some kind of a visual, it is very easy for our stakeholders or even for us, it is very easy to get the trends easily in a fraction of a second. So Power BI gives you a rich palette of visuals. You have your standard charts like bar charts, column charts, which is perfect for comparing any categories like sales by product. Line charts are best for showing trends over time, like your revenue over the last 12 months. And then we have a tables and matrices, which is for when you need to see the details. Similar to the pivot table in Excel, we have tables and matrices. And one of the fantastic thing called a KPI indicator. So KPI indicators are fantastic. They show a key number like total profit, and instantly it tells you if you are on track, whether you are ahead or behind your target using some colors like green, red, and symbols, lot of things, right? So we have cards for that to indicate your KPI. And then, of course, we have maps. We have a map visual, which is incredibly powerful for any business with a geographic footprint in Malaysia. So you can instantly see which states are your top performers, right? So the best practice is always start with the question you want to answer, then choose the visual that answers its best, right? So there are certain things we need to strictly follow. Maybe by end of the session, I will share you the cheat sheet. Like for instance, if you want to do some kind of a categorization, or if you want to correlate something, correlation between two variables, or if you want to do some scatter plot with two variables or more than two variables, then which chart to pick? So this will help you to pick the right charts. To choose the right charts, that is a cheat sheet I'll be sharing you at the end. If in case if you started using this, maybe you can refer to that sheet to pick the right charts. All right. So always start with the question you want to answer and then choose the chart or choose the visual that answers its best. Right. And the next is customizing your view. So the biggest difference between a Power BI report and a static PDF or it could be a PowerPoint slide is interactive. You see, Power BI report is an analytic application that the users can explore, right? So there are many things, you can customize your view. For instance, we have a visual called slices. Okay, slices are visuals. That is an on-page filter. For instance, there are many pages in the Excel sheet. We have that is a single workbook, but you have n number of sheets. Sheet 1 may hold some data. Sheet 2 may hold a different set of data. The same way, even in Power BI, we refer to as a pages. Maybe in page 1, you may have set of visual. In page 2, you may have a set of visuals. Like if you want to apply filter to a particular page, then you can use a slicer. Slicers are visuals, that is an on-page filter. Imagine you having a button for each year, 22, 23, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Okay, when the user clicks the 2024 button, every single chart on the page instantly apply a filter to show only 2024 data. So this empowers them to answer their own questions. Though you have a full set of 3 years of data in a single page, if you want to apply filter one, if you want to see only 24 data, then you can apply a filter using slicer. If you pick 2024, every single chart in the same page, I mean, dynamically it start getting interactive with the rest of the charts as well. That is one of the major benefit, right? So filters are similar, but works more behind the scenes. As the report creator, you might apply a filter to a whole page to only show data for a specific business unit, right? So that is the main advantages of using this filter. And we have a drill through is a powerful key. Again, that is one more feature, drill through. Let's say you have a main page. You can imagine in that way. For instance, in the main page, it is showing total sales by salesperson. Okay. The manager could see that who is the top performer. For instance, we'll name it as some name like A or something. He is a top performer. They could then right click on any, for instance, let's imagine Ali is a top performer. They could then right click on Ali's name and drill through to a completely different page that shows all of his individual sales, his performance against target, and his top products. So everything it started displaying it. So it creates a seamless analytical path. Okay, so drill through is one of the powerful way to link your summary and link your complete summary details. And then of course we have one more features called bookmark. So bookmarks allows you to save some specific state of a report page. You can use them to create a guided narrative, or we can say we are trying to walking your audience through insight step by step during a presentation, right? So if you set a bookmark, if you click that bookmark, automatically it will navigate to that particular page where you can start showing kind of a stuff or insights, whatever you have generated using Power BI. You can start presenting your thing step by step during your presentation stuff, right? So there are many views to customize. One is using slicer. Slicer will apply only on a particular page. Filters will, I mean, filter is working similar way, which is behind the scene. We have a filter pane on the right side. Either you can choose slicer or filters. And if you want to work with a complete page, you can use a drill through. That is one of a powerful way to link summary and detail. And of course, we can add some additional features called bookmark. Bookmark will say a specific state or specific region or specific demographics of your report page, right? Right. So now we are designing for impact. Anyway, a great report requires more than just great data. It requires some thoughtful design, meaning like if you create some poor design, it can hide meaningful insights. See, at the end of the day, we are trying to generate a reports or dashboard to take some strategic business decision. If you fail to do that, or if you fail to create a meaningful design, it will impact. It will greatly impact. So poor design can hide insights, and and at the end, like it creates some kind of a confusion. So always we have to use some kind of a themes, some templates, common templates, right? We need to use consistent themes. So this ensures that your report follow your company's branding with the correct logos and color palettes. So which builds credibility. So there are a common 15 rules we need to strictly follow. For instance, sometimes when you try to place a card, there might be 5 to 6 decimal places will stick into that card. So that will not give you a clear picture. We have to round it off. Then we have to be clear and consistent. Like for instance, if you want to choose a chart, as I said earlier, if you're comparing, we have to choose one chart. If you want to forecast something, you have to pick a different chart. If you want to represent only the individual number, you have to pick a different card. So there are certain rules and regulations will be there to pick up the right charts. So this will help us to get some meaningful insights. Okay. So always use some themes and templates. Like as I said, like company branding or correct logos. If you use a company's correct color palettes, which builds credibility. And then align your visuals and use some white spaces. A report should not be a cluttered mess. You should not dump multiple charts in one page. So leaving space around your charts make them easier to read and understand, right? Think about the layout of a good magazine or newspaper. It's clean and organized, right? The same way we have to prep in a proper format. We have to place our charts in a by using some white spaces. Then we have to use some color purposefully. Don't use 10 different color in one chart just because you can. Because we have an option to pick that. Use a neutral color for the standard data points and a single bright contrasting colors to draw attention to the most important sites. All right. Finally, and most importantly, consider your audience. Who are you building this for? Your CEO needs a high level overview with few KPIs at the top, and operation managers needs a detailed granular data. Design the report to answer their most pressing questions first, right? A good tip is to place the most important information in the top left corner of the report, because that's where our eye naturally goes first, right? So these are like a simple tip. Like when we are designing will impact. Of course, it will impact some. It will impact our thing. Like before you creating, if you create a poor thing, it will hide our meaningful insights. So, and of course, it will leads to some sort of confusion. So please make sure you always use a good theme. Use some white spaces between charts or graphs. Use color purposefully. Don't use multiple colors. Yes, of course, I'll be sharing you two different PDF. One is for choosing the right chart, and I'll be sharing one document where you can refer what are the 15 rules to design for a dashboard. Okay, so that will help you a lot. I'll be sharing you at the end. Okay, and the next slide is related to DAX. So DAX stands for Data Analytics Expression. Now we get into some of the more advanced but incredibly powerful capabilities. So far, we have been visualizing the data we already have, right? But what if we need to create a new calculations or new measures that don't exist in our source data, right? See, for instance, you may have an order date, but you don't have some date column from particular year from 2011 to 2014 or 2023 to 2025, right? In that scenario, you can create a new calculation using DAX. DAX stands for Data Analysis Expressions. So it is like a formula language of Power BI. If you have ever written a formula in Excel, like sometimes you'll be writing, right, sum of A1 to A10. You already understand the basic idea now. In Excel, we'll be doing sum, average, countif, right? The same way, even we can do that in Power BI using DAX. So the main difference is that DAX function operates on entire columns or entire tables, not a range of cells, right? So the equivalent DAX formula would be, for instance, if you want to take a total sales, it takes a sum of the sales revenue, right? So this creates a new calculation called total sales by summing up the entire revenue column from the sales table. Mainly we use DAX to create two main things. One is measure. The second one is calculated column. Okay. When you talk about, if you look at this one, data analytics expression, which is more or less, which is similar to the Excel formula. And there are two things we need to create. One is measure and calculated column. So measures which are dynamic calculation, for example, our total sales measure would automatically recalculate if a user filtered the report to a specific year or a specific product. Okay. And then the second is calculated column, which adds a new physical column to your new table or a data table, which meaning it has some value calculated for each row. If you want to get some value for each and every row, go with calculated column. If you want to get some aggregate results, go with measure. Okay. So there are two main things that comes under DAX. One is measure. It's a dynamic calculation, and calculated column is a physical column to your column table. We are just trying to add a new physical table, right? Then a classic example of more complex measure is using DAX time intelligence function. Sometimes we may not be aware like what are the functions would be there under DAX, but you can refer to the official site where you'll be having a separate page for DAX, right? Time intelligence function is there. to easily calculate year to date, year to year, year over year, or even if you want to compare some sales to the same period in the previous year. Yes, all kind of a time intelligence function is there. To refer the syntax, I request you to refer to the official site, Power BI learning page, where you'll be finding a DAX link. Right. And the next is AI powered analytics. This is one of the most exciting area of Power BI, which is truly stands apart. So Power BI has embedded AI features, artificial intelligence features. Um, you can use it with just a few clicks. No data science degree required for that. There is an option called Q&A visual. It's like a search engine for your data. So we have that card, Q&A card or Q&A kind of a thing. You can find it under visualization pane. You can add it to your report, and it provides you a text box. Okay, it provides you a text box. Users uh, can type a questions in normal language, like a plain English. Show me like top 5 customers in KL by profit, right? You can type in a plain English in the text box. The Power BI will understand the question and it start generating the correct chart on the fly. It's truly amazing. That is one of visual is there in the visualization panel in Power BI. Then is quick insights. This is one of the feature you can run on your data sets. So Power BI algorithm will automatically scan the data for correlation. It will find an outliers and trends that you might not have thought to look for. And then it presents these findings to you as a series of small charts. Okay, then we can see a quick insights as well. And then there is one thing called decomposition tree. So it is again one more interactive AI visual, which is used for root cause analysis. Maybe you can give it a metric you want to investigate, like total units sold. The visuals will then allow you to click through different dimensions, like product by category, then by store locations, then by promotion type. You can choose any kind of an dimensions to visually break down, uh, like to understand what factors are contributing the most to the total numbers, right? So that is one of the advantages of using this AI powered analytics. One is QA visual, quick insights, and decomposition tree. So these three are the most powerful AI powered analytics which is present in Power BI. And we have forecasting. So forecasting is as simple as adding as a line chart with a date axis. So going to the analytics panel, and if you turn on the focus, Power BI will project the trends into the future. It will complete with confidence intervals. For instance, we can do some kind of a forecasting analysis using even Python code. Just we need to write a set of code to come up with some solution. We need to feed the data. We need to train the machine. Once the machine gets trained, if you feed new data or unseen data to the model has the ability to come up with some solution. So where we need to write a set of Python codes to make our machine to understand. But with simple one-click event, we could able to get a forecasting result in Power BI. So that is one of the advantages of using this, right? So where we'll be using this data. Let's put this all into perspective. How are businesses using this every day? For instance, if you take sales and marketing, um, marketing manager can have a live dashboard showing the return on investment ROI for their campaigns on Facebook and Google. They can see which campaigns are driving sales, and accordingly we can shift their budget in real time, right? And if it is a finance, a CFO can have a dynamic profit and loss statement. So instead of a static Excel report, they can click on a slicer. As I said, a slicer is an on-page report filtering option to see the PLN, profit and loss, for just one department or for a specific region like East Malaysia. And all the numbers will update instantly. So all the charts, whatever there in the same page, automatically it gets dynamically it gets interacted with the rest of the charts. And the next is operations. A factory manager a factory manager in an industrial park in Zohar could have a report connected to the manufacturing system. Now we need to show the production output in near real time, helping them spotting the machinery issues or production bottleneck as they happen, right? And the last is human resource. HR director, even they want to analyze employee data to track the metrics like employee turnover rate, time to hire for new roles, and see which department have the highest rates of promotion, helping them make better strategic decisions about their workforce. So there is no hard and fast rule to stick with the one specific department. This Power BI is applicable to everyone because everyone is dealing with data. Data is like a new oil. It's like crude oil. We need to make it clean, right? So for that, we need any kind of a Power BI tool. So any kind of a business intelligence tool, not only Power BI, yes, of course, we do have a lot of tools available in the market. There are certain factors to be considered before picking up the tool. For instance, one of the most widely used tools are Power BI, Tableau. Then we have like MicroStrategy, ClickView, ClickSense, then Google Looker. So we have a lot of analytics tools, ClickView, ClickSense. Then we have to look for the factors. Based on our requirement, we can pick up the rule. This is one of the widely used tool called Power BI and Tableau. So I have to look for the pricing, have to look for the user friendliness, you have to look for the other features. If it satisfies, you can go with any of the BI tool to present your data in a meaningful pattern. Right? So this is applicable to everyone. And like as I highlighted, sales and marketing, finance, operation, human resource, for everyone. Right. As we come to an end of our session, I wanted to leave you with 5 key takeaway here. Maybe I can quickly walk through by opening my Power BI and show you how to load the data, how to create charts. Maybe if time permits, you can download Power BI desktop from the Microsoft Store, and then you can start building your reports by feeding some sample data from your end, right? So as we come to an end of our session, the first one is I just give you the quick 5 key takeaway here. One is business intelligence. Business intelligence is not about charts and graphs. It's about a process that turns your data into actionable insights, right? That is business intelligence. Two, Power BI is a complete, powerful, yet user-friendly tool that makes this process accessible to everyone. Even there is no specific technical skills are required. Even a non-tech people can able to build it with simple drag and drop functionality. See, for instance, if you want to add some values on the X and Y axis, sometimes we may get stammer like where to key in whether we have to place this value in Y axis or X axis. I mean, if you click that particular two columns or two things from the data tables, automatically it gets populated into the axis, meaning all your numeric type of data will fall under y-axis. The dimension table will fall under x-axis. So the no technical skills are required. With simple drag and drop, we could be able to generate the reports. And then the third is foundation of every great report is to clean data. The time you spend on data preparation in Power Query is the most important investment you will make. See, for instance, 80% of the time purely we spend for cleaning the data. The remaining 20% is enough for building reports or dashboard, right? If your data is clean and consistent, then it's good to go to generate a reports or dashboard, right? Cleaning the data is the most vital part if you want to take any strategic decision, right? And the fourth one, yes, of course, you can unlock some incredibly deep insights by building interactive visuals. The analytics part, as I have shown, like AI powered analytics, quick shorten answers. We have a trees decomposition tree, right? We can even, if you want to, if sometimes some particular column, the expected column might not be there. Even we have an option to create our own calculated measures using DAX, data analysis expression. So that will help us to create some measures or calculated columns. And the fifth one, don't be afraid to use the AI feature. It's designed to be your personal data analyst, helping us to find out the answers faster. Right? By default, if you click the Q&A, it will give you the top 5 questions. It started popping up some questions. If you click that, automatically it generates the reports. All right? So don't be afraid to use those AI features. We can keep them as our like for instance, if you are a data analyst or business analyst, please use this as a personal DA or BA, right? Right. So the journey doesn't end here. So what are your next steps? First, if you have a Windows computer, And also, I just wanted to highlight this Power BI supports only the Windows operating system. If you have a Mac, what you need to do, you have to use your bootcamp assistant to use, it's like an hypervisor. You have to install Windows. On top, you can install Power BI. If you're using Windows computer, I highly encourage you to download Power BI desktop. It is completely free to install on your machine. This is the best way to learn. And secondly, explore Microsoft Learn. That is a free tutorial and learning path which is provided by the official API documentation. You can use a step-by-step learning path for Power BI from beginner to expert. Third, bookmark the Power BI community website. It's a huge online forum. If you ever get stuck, you can search for your problem, and it's almost certain someone else have faced it and found a solution. So it's like a Stack Overflow. You can find the community.powerbi.com. And fourth, use some local Malaysian user groups whoever is using platforms like, on platforms like LinkedIn or any kind of a community forum. Networking with them or learning from your peers is an invaluable resource. I request everyone to follow this step as well. And lastly, the most crucial step is practice, practice, practice. So theory is good, but you will learn the most by taking a data sheet, even a simple one from your own work, and trying to build a report with it, right? So please make sure also for the first time, if you are a beginner, go with a simple data set like 10 rows or 15 rows, load it, do some kind of a transformation by removing duplicates or something, and then start building the reports. And then you started, once you started practicing it, you will get used to it. Then there is a query editor where it will help us to prep your data, right? So this was one of the, I just wanted to give you some high level overview, like journey doesn't end here. Please follow the steps, whatever I have highlighted here. This will help you to crack your stuff. Right. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. I wanted to sincerely thank each and every one of you for your valuable time and attention today. I truly hope this session has sparked your interest and shown you like what's possible with Power BI. We now have 5 minutes, and I would be delighted to answer any questions you may have. Please don't be shy. The floor is yours. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. Or if you think of a question later, please feel free to connect with me. This is my LinkedIn ID. My details are on the screen.
Hi, Renuga. Thank you. There are a few questions in the chat box. If you can
All right.
help to answer. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Angela. Any demos will be shown. Okay. Appreciate it. Okay. Maybe I will take 5 minutes. I can show you. I request everyone to open a browser. If you really need a hands-on practice, I can quickly walk through this, like 5 minutes. I request everyone to open a browser, use Power BI desktop download. I think everyone is much interested. I'll be sharing you the link. Give me a moment. I request everyone to open this link. You can find the link in the chat. Yes, Copilot is integrated with PBI, Ms. Angelin, but the thing is, you have to be subscribed with Microsoft Fabric or Mesh. Only then, if you subscribe to that, then automatically this Copilot will integrate it with Power BI. For free user, this feature is not applicable, Ms. Angelin.
Sorry. So to use Copilot, I need the Copilot paid license.
Yes.
Power BI.
You have to get subscribed with Microsoft Mesh, Angelin.
Microsoft
There is
Mesh.
one application called Mesh. Yeah.
You mentioned Fabric. That is different. Or it's the
No,
same
both
thing?
is, yes, that is both. I mean, if you subscribe with both either Mesh or Fabric, then you can use this Copilot easily.
So basically, I need paid license between Power BI, Power BI Copilot, and Mesh.
Yes.
3 paid license. Okay.
Yeah. If you download Power BI Desktop, then feature is not applicable. We cannot use it. For instance, if it is integrated with Copilot, we can easily write a DAX measure. That will help us to write a measure on our behalf. That is one of the additional advantages of using that.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Hope everyone could able to navigate to the Play Store with Microsoft Play Store. Did you manage to figure it out? So whoever is using Windows machine, please download this Power BI Desktop. Once you have downloaded, you could able to see, it will land up in this page, the Power BI Desktop page. Or else pay attention to my screen. Maybe you can try this later. Once you have installed, you will end up in this page, Power BI Desktop, right? So create a blank report. Create a blank report. Yes. If you see on the top, it is untitled Power BI Desktop. So here you can start generating any reports in the empty white canvas, right? Now the thing is, I'm going to import my data from the Excel. On the top right under home ribbon, there is option called get data. If we expand this get data, we have a common data sources, right? So for instance, if you navigate to Excel workbook, then local D, okay. If I click sales, there's the Excel workbook and then click open. Hope everyone can able to see my Power BI desktop, isn't it?
Sorry, Renuka, we can't see. We only see your one screen only.
All right, I'm so sorry. Do you want me to repeat this step again? Okay, let me do
Yes,
this, no
please.
problem. Yeah. So this is a landing page. Under home ribbon, there is an option called get data. Expand this get data. And if you click this Excel workbook, it will navigate to the, you can navigate to the actual place where you store your Excel file and then click sales, open. A new navigator dialog opens where you can see the display option. By default, it's grayed out. You could not able to see the preview. To see the preview, you have to check this checkbox. Have to check in the checkbox. Once you have selected this, you can see the preview on the right side. If you notice, there is a 3 different button below to this navigator dialog, like load, transform data, and cancel. See, for instance, if your data is clean and consistent, no preparation is required, you can simply click this load. It will load it directly into the Power BI desktop. But still, if you want to do any kind of a cleaning operation, like changing, removing duplicates, or even if you want to append more than one table, or even if you want to remove or split the columns, if you want to do any kind of a data transformation, you have to click this button, transform data. Okay. Maybe I can show you one. Click transform data. Yeah. Now you can see a different window like Power Query Editor. As we discussed earlier, if you want to do any kind of massaging operation, Power BI gives you a separate window called Power Query Editor, where you can do your data transformation operations. See, for instance, next to the table, next to the column, there is a data type like ABC. If you simply click on top of, just hover your mouse on top of and then click, you can see the list of data types. Okay, see, for instance, order date is in the form of whole number, but it should be in the form of date. So if you want to change the type of data, if you click date, replace current, see now it converted into a whole number into a date format, right? See, for instance, if you want to split this column, here the product ID is concatenated with 2 things like product ID and the product name, right? Just select this column and then navigate to home ribbon there is option called split column. If you expand, there are many options, whether you want to split this column by delimiter or split by position or lowercase to uppercase or uppercase to lowercase. There are many things. If you click by delimiter, there is option called, hope everyone can able to see my dialog, split column by delimiter dialog window, isn't it? Can I get a quick confirmation?
Yes, yes, can see.
Yeah. All right. So by default, there is a hyphen and replace it with, in our case, in our actual data, product ID is concatenated with the pipeline separator. So replace hyphen with pipeline separator and then click OK. See, the actual column is split into two, product ID 1 and product ID 2, right? So likewise, you can do whatever transformation. If you wish, you can do some kind of transformation using Power Query Editor. Once it is done, you can click close and apply. If you click close and apply, okay, it started loading into the Power BI desktop. Okay. Yes. If you notice on the right side, under data field, you can see the table called sales. If you expand, you can see the list of columns under sales table, right? Now your data is ready to, for instance, you can imagine your data is clean. Now it is ready for creating the reports, right? Maybe I can show you one. You can pick, you can see on the right side a visualization pane on where you can pick some card here to display a single number. Okay, simply if you click, automatically it gets populated into the white canvas. If you select sales, okay, if you select profit, you can see the whole number, whole profit here. Okay, 504.17K. Okay, so likewise, you can start building a charts or graphs. For instance, you can create a bar chart, stacked column chart, and you can even add map visual. You can do any kind of a thing by using a simple drag and drop. I just wanted to upload the rest of the tables to do some cross correlation between two tables, but just I have uploaded one table. Maybe if you have any table, just do the same process and try to create some kind of a visuals. On the left hand side, if you notice, there are three different icons. One is table view. If you click table view, you can see the complete list of tables. The first one is the report view where you can start generating the reports. And the third one is model view. See, for instance, if you are uploading more than one table or one query, you can find the correlation, how one table is interconnected with other table, whether it has a one-to-one correlation or one-to-many correlation. We need to find the cardinality. By default, Power BI detects the relationship. If in case like for instance, even if you are adding a new column or new measure, you don't find, by default, you don't find the linkage, then you can start creating some relationship on our own. So there are many things we need to deep dive. This is again a separate topic, like we need to understand a complete model view, right? So I cannot I explain everything at one go here. Maybe for instance, you can load and you can start chart generating the reports using visualization panel, right? And as I said, maybe I can show you one Q&A here as one of the AI analytics stuff. If you see here, there is a Q&A. You can typing your apply in English. So for instance, count sales over time or top sales by discount. You can see the result. Top 10 sales by discount. You can see the top. Even you can apply a filter by using this filter panel, or even you can apply slicer. That is a filter panel. If you want to apply a filter to a specific page, you can apply a slicer. use this customer ID. Based on the customer ID, if you want to see something, if you click, you can see the results. Okay, see, dynamically it is getting interacted with the rest of the tiles. Okay, just play around with it. Like anyway, we'll be running a lot of public classes. If you wish, I will ask my admin team to send you an invite. If you guys are interested to learn more about this part, we are ready to help you out on this. Just try to install and refer the official site, and I'll be sharing you 2 set of PDF in the chat. One is for choosing the right tool. Give me a sec, please. I'll be sharing you the Plus, we have a separate group for this team, right? In the WhatsApp group.
Yes, but it's from Miss Kaysen.
Sorry, Ms. Pasma. Sorry, Ms. Paskamagi.
Miss Kaysen had an access for a separate group.
Okay, fine then. So we can share the presentation deck and as well as the rules of, you can inform Kaysen to share the thing, Ms. Pas. Okay, I'll be sharing you the document. So I request everyone to refer to your WhatsApp group. We'll be sharing you all 3 documents. You can refer to it and start building the reports from your end. If you have any kind of question, please touch base with our admin team. So that's it from my end. If any questions, you can check with me now. Else, please feel free to drop off. Thank you so much for joining.
As I said earlier, please make sure to fill up the attendance form that I sent in the Zoom chat. So no attendance submission, no certificate will be generated. So before we wrap up, can you open your camera? Let's take a one last screenshot for the record. I appreciate everyone for being so engaged today. So may I request everybody to open your camera.